This is the Mariners POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Seattle Mariners. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
It's fun being the fan of a team that has a good offense.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
It's so fun.
God, it's been so long.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to go on a tangent instantly. When's the last time you felt this good about the offense for the Seattle Mariners?
For me, personally, the last time I felt this good about the offense was 1997, the year you were freaking born.
Oh, jeez. It's been that long.
And that's look, the 2000 offense was better than this. The 2001 offense was better than this. The 2002 offense was better than this. But I have a level of confidence in this offense that I haven't felt since 1997. And that's part of me. We could make this a very long video, Anders, about how when I was a kid, I was just very, very perturbed by the lack of postseason success. And I was annoyed that they didn't go get the bat. I was annoyed that they didn't go make the trades that they did for this type of offense, right?
They did this year.
This is certainly the best offense the Mariners have had in terms of talent and really in terms of production in at least a dozen years.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Mariners win game 1 of the White Sox series 8-3. Probably could have been worse, to be honest. I mean, better, I should say, not worse.
Sure.
But you get home runs from who hit home runs today? You got Geno hits his first and back in a Mariners uniform. Josh Naylor hits another lefty bomb. Did Polanco get one too? Canzone hit one. That was the other one that I was thinking of. Just all around good offensive day. Bryan Woo absolutely shoved. We're going to talk about his outing in just a second. We're still vibing, boys. Let's go. And women and girls and boys and men and women and whoever wants to join us. All types of people are welcome aboard this hype train of the Seattle Mariners right now. Chris Crawford, initial thoughts on the win.
So good. And I know the score ends up not being really indicative of how well you played in this game. I mean, a 5-run win is still a lot. If you outscore opponents by 5 all year, you literally outscore them by 910 runs. So that's pretty good. That would be, I don't think I did good math there. That would be 180 times 5, I think. 160 times 5 would be a different number, but it would be outscoring by a lot.
A lot of runs.
You'd break a record. I really liked what I saw today. I liked what I saw from the offense. I loved what I saw from the starting pitcher. I love that you didn't have to use any high leverage arms.
It tried. He
really
tried.
He tried, but good for him for getting through that inning. Because when I saw that Gabe Speier had to warm up, I was getting a little irked, right? Because I'd love to keep.
Yes.
Gabe Speier's been worked so hard lately, right?
Yeah.
I would love to see them not to have to use those guys. And sure, they get a couple of solo homers, but that's what getting a 7-run lead does, is it makes solo homers not mean as much, right? It's not the goal to give up solo homers. The goal is to get people out. But the fact they were able to get through this on a day where, the results for the Mariners, and we got to start talking about it. You are scoreboard watching. There's 48 games to go where the results did not go the Mariners' way. Pretty much everything we wanted today did not go the Seattle Mariners' way, outside of maybe the Yankees, I guess. I'm
not even looking at them anymore, to be honest.
That's fair. It's probably be nice for the Rangers to start losing some games now too, just so you have a little bit more cushion there. But really solid performance. And just real quick, I know a lot of people were talking about the Chicago White Sox and how they were playing better. It's a bad baseball team, folks, a really bad baseball team. And, I thought Ty and Colby did a great job explaining it on their podcast today, that you have to start beating the crap out of these teams, right? You have to take advantage of these situations. And so far, so good.
Yeah, I think this is a good 2 thoughts for me on this game. Number one, the fact that you didn't have to use Gabe Speier. This was one of the first Mariner games in a long time where I can't think of a negative. I really cannot think of a negative in this game. And just a big picture negative, I should say. I mean, obviously you have some moments where you hope things are worked out better than they did. I'm thinking specifically of the second inning, I want to say. Yes, the second inning, but still, I don't. There's not a big blunder by Dan Wilson in terms of his decision making. There's not like someone who didn't come up at a huge moment that ended up really making us feel bad. There's not a bullpen arm that just doesn't get the job done or anything like that. This is I would say, almost as positive of an outcome, all sides of the road as you possibly can get. And then number two, this is the best example, today's game, of how much it means to have a long lineup. Because I think if you put any of the 9 batters on the Mariners and put them on the other side, they don't do what they did today. This is a good example of it's not just you versus the pitcher. Baseball is a team sport. Having guys behind you that can rake and that put fear into the pitcher gives you more of an opportunity to put good numbers out and to get a good result. And what the Mariners are doing right now is they are both handing the torch, right? When you say that, it sounds kind of a negative connotation where you're not really like, okay, you're taking a walk, you're getting a single, yada, yada, yada. But it's more of you don't have to have the big outcome from one guy. You're not waiting for one part of the lineup to get it done. It can come from anywhere. It can come from Randy up top. It can come from someone like Josh Naylor or Jorge Polanco in the middle of the lineup. Or it can come from someone like JP or Cole Young at the bottom of the lineup. It doesn't even matter. You're going to get it from somewhere if you continue to do your job. So this is the best example to me of how having a longer lineup makes everyone on your team better, right? It makes me so much more confident in this team going forward. Because, yes, you raised your ceiling, but I don't think you necessarily got players that astronomically one of the best players in the world. You filled holes, and this is what filling holes does. Sorry, long tangent.
No, I think it's really well said. I mean, I guess you can argue that Eugenio Suarez is a little better than that, but the overall point is still a very solid one. And I'd tell you if it wasn't, because I just
you like to tell me when I'm wrong.
I like to take you down a peg or two, but no, it's a great point. And I don't know how many times I've said ceiling and floor on this podcast, but I've said it a lot. Today you saw both ceiling and floor, right? You saw the ceiling of this offense because you have a couple of guys with just unreal power. And then you saw that there were solid at bats here too, right?
Yes.
There were at bats where guys got on base, and the fact that this team can steal bases, the fact that this team can hit the ball over the fence, the fact that this team is so much better in the average category, I think, especially with adding Josh Naylor. I think the floor is just so much higher, but you still got that ceiling as well. And hey, let's transition real quick. The ceiling, Bryan Woo.
Let's start with the start.
Yeah,
Bryan Woo.
I have one concern. I don't think Bryan Woo can get to 10 strikeouts. I think it's actually physically wrong.
That's the one negative from today.
How many times has this dude struck out 9 batters?
Yeah.
Right? It just keeps happening and happening. And tonight he got to 9 when the 5th inning, early in the 5th inning. So it's okay, tonight's the night it finally happens. Nope, he just cannot get that 10 strikeout. But I'll be honest, I was a little nervous and Lennon Sosa is a good player. He takes advantage of a fastball and he hits it out to a pretty deep part of the park, right?
Sure.
It's 1-0. My concern there was Bryan Woo has been homer heavy and then some as of late. Sure, the 4-homer outing comes against Sacramento in a literal AAA ballpark, but I was a little nervous about hey, is this something where he's just not feeling the command right now? Well, after the first inning, Bryan Woo was as good as we've seen any starting pitcher outside of Kirby's 14 strikeout game, right? I would put this probably at number 2 in terms of Mariner starts. In fact, if I had a negative to say outside of the joking about 9 strikeouts, maybe you let him go a little deeper.
I was going to ask you that after this. Should he have pitched the 8th inning? 83 pitches. 83
pitches. I probably would have given him another inning, Probably the fact that you're up by a touchdown and an extra point is why you're not bringing him out for that outing. But man, I sure would have liked to have seen him get that chance. But I was just so impressed tonight like I think he was at 80% fastballs again, and it doesn't matter. Like you can know what is coming. You are not going to square up, and you're probably just not going to hit it all together, right? Like it was so impressive. And somebody's saying 83 pitches and plenty. I don't disagree with that. I sure want Bryan Woo to be able to throw more than that in the postseason, guys.
Yeah.
I sure want that. Like, I would like to see him more consistently in that triple digits, but I also understand saving arms when you're up by a touchdown too. Like, there's a reason to. Somebody brings up here that Woo's next start is also a day game without extra rest, so I like the decision. That's I'll show the comment so that I'm not just making it up here.
Yeah.
Thank you, David. Fair enough. 83 pitches still. I would have liked to have seen him get another inning. I just think he was pitching well enough and deserving of that chance to get that 10th strikeout. But to say that's nitpicking is the understatement of understatements too, right?
Yeah.
Bryan Woo was fantastic tonight, and it's so great to see after a 3-start stretch where he wasn't at his best. That 6 innings of 2-run baseball against the Angels wasn't that great. It wasn't like Bryan Woo at his absolute dominance. So it was nice to see him pitch so well.
Yeah, and I can kind of, like, as Agent Michael Scarn says, I get both sides of the argument. Here, I'll put the comment up as well. So, like, for me, it's a weird one because I can see where you'd want him to stay in, because it's like, hey, you're actually saving reliever arms by keeping him in there, right? And so so there's a positive to that as well,
right?
But at the end of the day, probably longer term, you want to limit as many pitches as you possibly can with him with the lead. And, like, let's be honest, we don't need to save Casey Legumina for any situation. In
fact, the best argument for it, and by the way, everyone's saying it's the right decision. You have no freaking idea if it is or not. I don't have any freaking idea if it is or not. So how the heck do you know?
It's fine.
It's fine. It's totally fine. But here's what I will say. It is something that you want to use Kowar and Legumina in situations like this, because you do not want those guys who are not the best upper echelon relievers to be rusty when they have to come into a situation. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good point.
And neither one was good tonight. Like, Legumina was very fortunate to get out of his inning without giving up a run. Jackson Kowar, it'd be nice to have Trent Thornton back. It would be nice to have Trent Thornton back.
I don't know why we're getting so negative in a game with 8-3, but
that's the one thing. That's the one thing. Like, right, you could have made this a blowout if your relievers pitch a little bit better. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You win by, we'll do the Dom Toretto. I win, live my life a quarter mile at a time. Family, blah, blah, blah.
Family. So the pitching was great. Starting pitching was great. And then, you have a big enough lead at that point where you can throw your less high leverage guys in there. And when we get back, we're going to talk about the offense, because there's a lot of ways you can go with this. I want to mention a couple moments, not just my unsung hero, but you got to mention these performances, man, because some guys are flying under the radar. We'll talk about that right after the break. Today's episode is brought to you by Game Day Hue, and so is this hat that I'm wearing. This is the Portland Thorns, because my sister used to play for the Portland Thorns. For fans like me of any franchise, whether it's the Thorns with Mariners, anyone, this one hits the mark.
Game Day Hue makes clean, no logo gear with team-inspired colorways for every pro and college fan base. It's all about letting your color speak for you. There's no giant logos. It's just smart, versatile style that works on game day, on the course, or anywhere in between. It's nice to have something versatile, right? Like, it's something that, like, I have so many shirts that I can't wear on this podcast, or so many shirts that I can't wear when I'm being sued by somebody, or so many shirts when I can't wear when somebody's arguing with me about whether 83 pitches is a lot or not. There's so many different areas, but if I'm wearing something from Game Day Hue, it's going to fit all of those situations.
Right now, you can get 15% off with code MLB15 at GameDayHue.com. That's GameDayHue.com. The code even stacks on bundle deals, so now is the time to load up. Let your colors talk, because colors speak louder than words. That's GameDayHue.com, code MLB15. Time to fuel up and turn it up. 5-Hour Energy Transfusion. It brings the bold grape, ginger, and lime flavor of your favorite golf drink minus the alcohol into a quick, energizing shot. Whether you're sinking birdies or making memories with friends, this one's a hole-in-one for your energy game.
Let's be honest, some days on the course or even off it, you just need that extra boost to stay sharp and energized. Man, the energy that you need when you're doing the jobs that Chris Crawford is doing right now, where he has to do a bunch of podcasts, when he has to guest host for incredibly lazy radio hosts, when he has to write articles about the Seattle Mariners, when he has to do 70 transactions for the trade deadline. You need that energy, and you want something that tastes good too, right?
Yeah.
You don't just want something that's quote unquote icky pants. You want something tasty like 5 Hour Energy Transfusion.
I don't know where the quote unquote comes for, but if you go to 5hourenergy.com, that's the number 5hourenergy.com. You can use my promo code LOCKEDONGolf to receive 20% off your order. This offer is only valid until September 30th on one order and cannot be used with other promotions. The code is not good on subscription orders. Golf is all about good times, good people, and good flavors, of course. The grape ginger lime flavor gives you the best parts of your clubhouse go-to without chasing down the bev cart. Whether you're meeting up with friends or just trying to turn 18 holes into 36, get the energizing boost you need to power through. Order transfusion-flavored 5-hour energy shots today. Where's Icky Pants from?
Icky Pants is just words that I've heard people say. So
It's not like a quote from a movie or something that I'm missing?
I'm sure Adam Sandler said it at some point.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It sounds about right. By the way, 5 Hour Energy, I love you, but maybe not a 5 hour read too. Like so many words, man. Come on.
Words.
That's a lot of words.
I flipped my order on a few. That's all right. You know what?
When
they give that good of a product, I don't mind reading a little bit more. So check out 5 Hour Energy Transfusion today. Anyways, offense, where you want to go? I could see tons of different directions, but you probably want to start with your boy, that your Mr. Apologist Julio here, Chris Crawford. Let's go. Come on.
I actually have nothing to say about Julio's game.
Yeah, you had a fine game.
He had a fine game. A fine game. What your trade deadline acquisitions did today was just phenomenal. And seeing, I have to be honest with you, I missed the Geno homer. We were recording a Seahawks podcast at the time. I was following, and then I did my rewatch at 1.5 speed to see it. But seeing that he just absolutely tanked that baseball too. That's a reminder that Eugenio Suarez is as strong as any hitter in baseball, right? Like he just has a type of power that is just special to see. But like, that was great. And it was great to see the walk too. Yeah. You know, a nice reminder that he is a
stolen base.
Yeah. And a stolen base. That was a huge moment in the game. The fact that those two guys, and we'll talk about the other one in a second, the fact that those two guys were able to get into position for that RBI single, or 2-run single, excuse me, that was massive. Josh Naylor played just a special baseball game today. And you know, I got to tell you, one of my favorite moments in this game was, and again, Josh Naylor is it's a little bit of an act, right? Like the whole cranky thing's a little bit of an act.
I think he's struggling to keep it under wraps.
100%. Because every once in a while, you see the SEG, eating grin come through, right? And we won't say what the S stands for.
I think
but when he got that trident the first time, he couldn't have handed that thing faster back than possible. It was just super second time I've said that on the podcast. Hella quick. But today he kind of lavished a little bit. You know what I mean? He did the little
did you see the bat flip, by the way?
Oh, it was so good.
That is a sick way to flip a bat.
It is,
a little flip and then catch and flip it the other way. That is awesome.
He's a really cool guy. Like he's got a little bit of a swagger to him, but it's an angry swagger. Yeah. You know what I mean? The type of guy that I would not want to battle rap Josh Naylor, because I think that he would have a lot of things to say.
Battle rap. Never heard that. It's rap battle. Like,
no, it's battle. It's 100% battle.
It's rap battle.
No, it's not.
Chat, is it rap battle or battle rap?
It's battle
Come on.
rap.
There's no way. It's rap battle.
There's
Look
literal
up on YouTube. It's epic rap battles of history, not epic rap. I don't even know how to say it.
The literal Wikipedia page is called battle rap.
I just never heard that term.
Well, that's because you're 12 years
rap
old.
battle. Thank you, David.
No, and you know what? We're already seeing battle rap in the chat.
Nope.
Come on. No, it's battle rap. A rap battle is what's happening. The actual leagues and what is happening is called battle rap, man.
There's
like,
leagues?
oh my gosh. We will have to do some education. There we go.
Ryan Beatty, here we go.
Yep, there you go.
Rap battle is the name of the event. Battle rap is the name of the action genre. Okay, I am educated. Thank you.
Great. What the hell was I even talking about?
You don't want to rap battle Josh Naylor? That's what you were talking about.
No, I wouldn't. But like the game he played today, like that home run, that's what cemented the win too, right? Like you're up 6-1, you feel pretty darn good. I started creating the chat when it was up 6-1, and I was like, I can probably lead a little bit with, that they're probably going to win this game. I got to be careful just in case, because 5 runs, you could definitely come back from it. As soon as that home ball went over the fence,
we're not the Yankees though.
Yeah. There you go. I have been so impressed with what I've seen from Josh Naylor. Even if the results weren't great with Josh Naylor coming into this, I love what I have seen from him. I love the base running, man. I just love how good he is at reading pitchers. He's probably the only guy who's going to end up with 25 stolen bases that you also pinch run for in late game situations.
Right?
Because it ain't speed, right? It's not because he's so fleet of foot. It's because the guy just gets it. He has an insanely high baseball acumen. You would not be shocked that 2 of his brothers play professional baseball, right? Like this was also one of the most played. No, because I was right, and that's all that matters. And us white people aren't right very often anymore, so it's not one of the most white moments, Zach. I just love what I saw today from so much of the offense. What I loved today was Cal Raleigh easily could be an unsung villain for this game. I actually was super encouraged with what Cal Raleigh did today, which is weird to say. Over 5 with 3 strikeouts. He fouled off so many tough pitches today. And this is the thing. When you foul off a lot of pitches, it means you're seeing the baseball. He was not seeing the baseball well in those first couple of games. And I want to see better results than 0 for 5 with 3 strikeouts, right?
Yeah.
But I love the at-bats I saw from him. I love the at-bats that Dom Canzone had today. Hitting that home run to get the game tied. And somebody brings out that Cal just missed 43, like so close.
Yeah.
So close. And I'm going to ask, Saris about foul ball data, like finding out what we can take from it. But like, I just love rapper professional icky pants. That's funny.
We're getting so distracted.
I just love what I saw from these guys against a pitcher that's fairly tough. Davis Martin dominated the Seattle Mariners not that long ago this year. He's a solid pitcher. 1 through 9, even Randy Rosarina, who doesn't get any hits today, even JP Crawford, who I don't think had a hit today.
He did not.
I saw solid at bats. I saw them pick up the baseball well. I didn't see any like silly mistakes of swinging early at pitches. I loved the offensive effort today.
Yeah, you can go so many directions. I love how you went with the Eugenio Josh Naylor. I'll throw in Canzone because you mentioned it there at the very end, but I'm gonna stick with my guy Jorge Polanco, man.
Yeah, really nice day.
Oh man, I love where he's at right now. Yeah. I really do. Both where he's at in the lineup, I think 6 is like perfect. Him.
Yeah,
it's so perfect for him. But also how consistent he is, and I've been saying this for a while now. The results may not have been there like fully for the past month or so, but the process and the eye test is he looks like he is in a good spot. He can do it versus lefties. He can do it versus righties. I think he's the perfect guy to have as your like 6th best hitter, which like it's what he is right now. And it's so great. And like another 2 for 3, 2 for 4 today with a run and 2 RBIs on that single. Like, it's just, this is where having a long lineup, I said at the top of the show, you can get contributions from all across the board. And don't forget, Dom Canzone's the guy who got you back on the board. The Mariners were down 1-0 in this game.
It was 1-0, and it was big for him to, and what was nice is the power really hasn't been there for Canzone as of late. So it was nice to get, and I never had any doubts about Dom Canzone's raw power. Like, this guy can hit a baseball a mile, but it was nice to see it applied, right? It was nice to see him hit that ball where, nobody's going to get it. You don't have to worry about Babbitt luck when you hit the ball over the fence like that.
Nope.
The big thing for me with Polanco is, and this is going to make it sound like I worry about his clutch gene or something like that. It's not that. I just love that hitting 6, there's not pressure on Jorge Polanco.
Yeah, I agree.
There's no pressure on him to be.
I think that's why JP's finding his groove now too.
Exactly. And the thing is, I think you got to leave it alone,
Yeah.
right? Because who do I have more confidence in finding his stride again? Cal Raleigh or JP Crawford? And who needs to be taking more at bats? Folks, come on. Like, even if Cal Raleigh is just the version that we saw in 2024, that's still a really valuable player, a guy who helps you more offensively than not. Having JP Crawford not have that pressure on him, and honestly, kind of acting like a second leadoff hitter, even if he's not hitting 9th.
Remember where he was batting during the playoff run in 2022. He was your 9-hole hitter.
He was your 9-hole hitter, right? Like, and there's, the difference, of course, is now that he's a better offensive player than defensive player at this stage in his career. Right. But there's not as much pressure on JP Crawford to have the same type of results. And you brought it up perfectly, Anders. It's the fact that you don't have to worry about these 0 or 1 run games, or at least you shouldn't, because somebody here is going to get something done, right?
Yep.
And I think I saw something from Luke Arkins that, and I don't even remember the exact stat, but I think the Mariners are like 3rd in expected weighted on base average for our pitching since the start of July or something along those lines. You only have to score 3. You only have to score 3 or 4, and you're going to win games, right? You are going to get the job done.
Yep.
This offense should be able to score 3 runs every single freaking time. And I know that is low bar, right? Yeah. But we've seen it. We've seen this offense, even this year, have so many of those 0, 1, 2-run games that just not been good enough. I feel so much more confident in this lineup doing that now. And tonight was a perfect example of that.
Yeah, it's going to be fun watching these guys down the stretch. Hopefully everyone can stay healthy, knock on wood. Just being able to rely on an offense is something I'm not used to. I'm going to be completely honest. I'm 28 years old. I was born in 1997, as Chris said at the very beginning of the show. I haven't seen a Mariners offense that I have this much confidence in a long time. So I'm just going to sit back and enjoy it, and enjoy it with you guys, because we really appreciate you guys hanging out with us on the Mariners Postcast here. I'm Anderson Hurst. That's Chris Crawford. Please like the video if you haven't already yet. If you missed any part of today's episode, it'll be up on the podcast anywhere you find your podcast right after the show today. You can, of course, also go back to the Locked On Mariners YouTube channel, look in the live section, and you'll see all of our postcasts right there. Say if you want to go relive JP Crawford's walk-off and what the reactions were to that, why not? Let's go check it out. Or if you want to drink tears, if you're that kind of guy, go ahead. Go watch. I don't know what game you'd be watching. The Mariners are playing good baseball right now. It's fun to watch. Game 2 tomorrow. I think it's another night game. I think 6:40. Yes, because Thursday is the day game. That's right. So we'll be back with you guys tomorrow. Super, super happy that you guys are hanging out with us. And, as always, good vibes only. Go Mariners. Last word, Chris Crawford.
Battle rap.
Do I want to let you get away with that?
Mm-hmm.
No, okay.
I know we're still live.